Today, let's do something simple and manifest a text. I know that a lot of you guys out there are manifesting contact from specific people, and if you are one of many who have been trying to manifest something as simple as a text, and maybe you got lost in all the methods and techniques that there are on YouTube or online in general, and the things that you need to master before you get to manifest something, this is the video for you because I'm going to give you a very, very simple method slash technique that you can apply right away that I have used and manifested with many times, and not just contact from people and specific people, but also other things and other situations. You will see what I mean. You will see where you can apply this when I get to that part. So make sure to stay tuned. Welcome to my channel where I make sure to keep manifestation simple and practical so that you can apply it to your manifestations right away. Make sure to subscribe and let's manifest the text. So this technique that I'm going to give you is something that doesn't take a long time to do, is very powerful because it manifests quite quickly. Now, the things that I've manifested with this isn't or aren't exactly I don't know, change in the government or God knows what. I have manifested different things, like for example calls, texts from different people, which doesn't have to be romantic necessarily. It can be job related, it can be that you want to hear from your parent or from your child. This is something that you can, for example, manifest a change in the weather. This is something that you probably have heard many times. Probably a very useless manifestation, but quite powerful. And I like these manifestations because they give you so much confidence that I remember the first time I manifested a specific change in the weather, going from something to something else. I didn't need that. I was just trying it out. It was years ago. And I remember the feeling was so powerful. My thought was, wow, if I can do this, what else can I do? And that is something that happens every time I manifest. This that never gets old, by the way. The feeling that, wow, I did this. So even a simple thing as manifesting as text from someone can have a huge impact on your confidence as a manifester. So even if you're maybe not manifesting a relationship, I highly recommend you try this out for you, for your self-concept and for your confidence as a manifester, that yes, you can do these things. And not that you can do these things, but you are the one who are doing these things in your life, and you're the only one manifesting in your reality. So here's the thing. Let me get into the technique and then I will explain to you why it works so fast. And then you will also see that this is not something that you will spend hours on, which is a different way of manifesting. So don't get me wrong, there are different ways of manifesting the same thing or different things. And I am not one of those people who have one thing and that's how they manifest everything, which is also something that can be very useful if you're one of those people and you have just affirmations that you can use about everything and that's how you manifest. That's great. I am one of those who who use different techniques. I have used every single technique that at least I think Neville Goddard mentions, affirmations. I actually anything related to the imagination, which affirmations is a part of, because your thoughts are part of your imagination. Visualization, inner conversations, and whatever else you can think of that you can do in your imagination, right? So smelling things, feeling things physically. So with this one, again, this was a thing that I started to experiment with, to manifest random things, and it manifested, so I kept doing it. Let me explain to you one or tell you about one specific time when I manifested a call from a person which it was nothing specific. It was not it was no specific relationship. It was, I had no specific thing I wanted to hear from them or tell them. I just thought, let me manifest a call. It was a period when I hadn't been manifesting small things for a long time. I'm usually a lot concentrated on big things, but sometimes these small things can be so fun to manifest and such a confidence booster. So sometimes I do random things like this. So what I did, I was standing up, and I'm saying this specifically to let you know that you don't need to do all these rituals and meditations and big things to manifest anything at all. Meditating before manifesting can help you greatly to clean your mind and concentrate, but this is something that I have done so many times, standing up, wherever I was in that moment that I decided that I want to manifest something. I closed my eyes, and here's the trick. This is where I really want you to pay attention to, or what I really want you to pay attention to, because I think this is what makes it manifest so quickly. So what you do is you concentrate. You concentrate completely in a way that you block out everything from your surroundings. You go inside, and your end goal is the only thing that exists for you in that moment, as long as you're doing it. This is not something that you need to keep doing the whole day. It's just for the period where you're doing it. And by the way, if you don't want to manifest a text, think of something else that you can apply this to, because this is not like, no technique is specific for a situation or a thing. You can apply it for different things. For example, receiving a package or something like that. Play around with this. The main key here is that you completely block out everything. And remember this for any other manifestation that you're currently working on, is not the best term, but let's use that anyway. Any other manifestation that you're working on, never bring anything from your 3D reality into your imagination unless you want more of it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to limit yourself like that, because that is where a lot of people limit themselves, bringing the 3D circumstances into their imagination. And there's a lot of what if this, what if that in current 3D circumstances. So we don't bring anything from the 3D reality into our imaginal act with this one, at least. Let's just stick to this one. You fully concentrate, clean your mind, and this is something that you can do like this, you know. If you decide, if you can't, don't worry. Don't worry. You just clean your mind, clean your thoughts one at a time. Send the thoughts out. It becomes sort of a meditation, but again, it doesn't have to take you a long time. I promise you, it doesn't have to take you a long time. It's just about really deciding and concentrating. If you can't do it now, try again later. Maybe a lot of things are going on in your head. You just can't concentrate right now. It's okay. Try again later when you feel like, now I want to try again. So what you do is, or what I suggest you do, is the first step is, again, concentrate and block out everything. The second step is to imagine holding your phone in your hand. You know exactly how it feels to have your phone in your hand. You know how big it is, you know how it looks, you know how it sounds when someone calls or sends a message. So when you have that in place, and again, it should take you a moment, especially when you're concentrated, fully concentrated on just that, you completely ignore everything else. And of course, it's helpful if you can be alone for a moment, if there are not many people around who are going to talk to you. You can do this outside even. I have done this on a public transport where there were a lot of people, but no one was talking to me, so I had my peace. So once you have felt the phone in your hand and seen it, you can physically feel your phone. I mean, if you can't use the physical touch in your imagination because maybe that's not your strong side, don't worry, you can see it. If you can't see it, use your imagination in a way. Try to experiment with it. Close your eyes, and how would you imagine having your phone in your hand? That's what you do. If it's visual, if it's just a random, not random, not a very precise feeling, but you get the feeling that it's your phone in your hand, then that's it. That's good enough, as long as you concentrate on that. The next thing you do is you imagine receiving that text or the call. And imagining receiving a text, a call, includes in itself a couple of details. It's the image that pops up, and it's the sound. Try to use as many senses as you can. And just so you know, not everyone is visual, and not everyone is good at hearing. Not everyone is good at feeling. I have had clients who just couldn't visualize. That wasn't a thing. We never used visualization. That's where we went with affirmations and other things. I have had clients who just couldn't stand affirming, so we went with visualizations. So just because you can't do or don't like to do something doesn't mean you can't manifest. Just use your senses the way that it works for you in that moment in order to, and this is also a key, to experience the thing. So what you're doing in reality is that you're experiencing the moment of receiving the text or the call. Once you have got that, you repeat that. Your full focus needs to be on the experience of receiving that, let's say, text. Let's now just use the text as an example, but it can be a call, or it can be, again, receiving a package or something else. When you have done the imaginal act, you go back to the beginning and you repeat it. Full concentration on it. If your mind wanders, you block it out. Again, block it out. I hope that's the right term to use. Yeah, I think it is. Anyway, you bring your attention to the situation that you're experiencing. That's and this is probably, I really don't mean to make this complicated, but this is what feeling it real is like. It's Neville Goddard, by the way. Neville Goddard is really good with experiencing things, living in the end. This is also sort of living in the end and feeling it real. And you repeat it again from the beginning. You feel the phone in your hand and you experience getting the message. So you see it, you hear it, you feel the phone in your hand. If it vibrates, it vibrates. And then again, and then again. And this doesn't take a long time. It may take a few minutes for you. When you are fully concentrated, in that moment, you don't really care about how long you're standing there or sitting there doing it. Your full attention is on experiencing it. Now, don't get caught up in thoughts like, how many times do I have to repeat this? Have I done it enough? Am I doing it right? You're doing it right. You do the best you can. You do it the way that you feel like you're experiencing it. You're seeing it. Just one sense would be enough. Seeing it or hearing it or feeling the vibration of the phone or however you've experienced receiving a message. Your only job is to keep repeating it. Repeat, repeat, on a loop, just like you do when you're affirming. You loop it enough times. And if your mind goes to, should I stop now? Have I repeated this enough? Should I let it go? Should I forget about it? Because people say so many things. If your mind starts doing that, stop it. That's not your job to figure out. Your only job is to concentrate on the experience and just repeat that. Repeat, repeat. All those things will happen for you regardless of you. What happens is that when you're concentrated, and this is what I meant when I said that, first of all, it doesn't take a long time, and also it manifests quite quickly. When you are that concentrated on one thing, it's laser focused. What that does is that the situation, the idea, the story gets impressed on your subconscious mind quite quickly because there's no other thing distracting you or diluting your attention. When that has happened, when your subconscious has accepted this because you're fully focused and that's the only thing that you're actually experiencing, you're not imagining, you're experiencing it. So also don't think about it as a visualization or a, I don't know, whatever. It's an inner experience that feels different when you are in it. And when you go into your imagination with that state of mind or with that idea, you're going to do better. When your subconscious has accepted it as a result of your concentration, full focus, and experience, it is going to have you stop. It's going to come naturally. Don't worry about when you have to stop, how many times you need, or how long, how many minutes you need to repeat this. Your subconscious will make you do it or stop it when you have to stop it. It will come so naturally. And even after that, you will do things naturally. Like, for example, leaving your phone somewhere, going about your day, or having your phone with you and going about your day. You know what I mean. All the things that come after, don't worry about it. It's not for you to worry. It will happen. It will happen naturally, and that is the result of having your subconscious impressed. Now, something, oh god, this video is probably going to be a little longer than what I intended, but I have to mention this. Receiving a text is not going to, receiving a text is not going to manifest a relationship for you, or the job for you. If this, for example, could be a message that you want to receive from as a result of a job interview you've had, that you're expecting a message or something. In that case, and also in the case of the message, if you want something specific, a specific result, make sure to include a detail in it that indicates that that's the message that you want. Like, for example, if it has to do anything with a job interview you've been to or something like that, or I don't know, I can think of something. Make sure to include a word as congratulations or something like that, so that you know that this is a positive message I'm getting. If it's a romantic thing and you're not exactly sure what the person would text you, make sure to include an emoji, like a heart or a kiss or something like that, that indicates that this is positive. When I manifested it, I wasn't intending for anything. It was like completely random, and the call came, I think maybe 5 or 10 minutes after I visualized it or imagined it. And it was really completely random. Like, there was no important detail in that conversation, but the experience for me as a conscious manifester was amazing. So I really, really hope that you give it a try. Play around with this. If you don't get it right the first time, don't worry. You do it again. And I don't remember if I said this in the beginning. Even if you don't really need this, this is not necessarily a manifestation that you need. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is something very important for you. In any case, this is such a wonderful exercise to do, because you are becoming more and more familiar with your own way of manifesting. Maybe you realize that visualization is just not for you, but maybe hearing the phone ringing and knowing that it's that specific person with that specific message, that works for you, then you do that. But in any case, this is a technique that, again, is very simple, actually. it doesn't take a long time to do, impresses quite quickly, and therefore manifests also quite quickly. And it's such a good weapon to have in your arsenal for any other thing that you want to manifest that you can apply this to. So give this a try. Let me know in the comments if you have ever done anything similar, if you have ever manifested anything random, like again manifesting a call or a message from a person that you maybe didn't even really need, or anything regarding the weather, or anything like that. I'm really interested in knowing what you guys are manifesting and what are the techniques that you like to use. Subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video.